With apps like TikTok, it has never been easier to get one or two videos to absolutely blow up with millions and millions of views, or otherwise known as going viral. Going viral is something every kid or even most adults want to happen to them. Kids will post dancing videos on TikTok saying it's just for fun, but deep down, you and I know there's a small part of you hoping for the small chance the algorithm picks it up and you get your 1 or 2 months of fame. I mean, as someone who has had 2 semi-viral TikToks, that 2 weeks of attention at school cannot be beat. But sometimes those who go viral get more than they bargained for. As it turns out, the internet is not the nicest place. 1 week you could be the biggest sensation in the world, and the next week the internet could be like, actually, we never liked you. Or maybe the only reason you went viral in the first place was so the internet could make fun of you. Hello Jeff Gang, I'm Jeffrey Phillips, and today I want to look at the horrors of going viral, when going viral goes wrong. To start off, I wanted to look at none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Jake Novak. Jake Novak is, or should I say was, a TikTok comedian who specialized in comedic TikTok videos. He became popular in 2022 for doing duets to open verse challenges from different perspectives, such as from an anxious guy's perspective or a virgin's perspective, which were always very popular, getting millions of views. The thing is, Jake has always had that theater kid type of humor and content that the internet just loves to hate, but TikTok was doing such a good job with their algorithm, and so they were showing the videos to people who would enjoy his content. And so all the comments were positive at the time. His first post had people comparing him to Lin-Manuel Miranda in a good way and complimenting him for various other things like his lyricism. And it just kept getting better for him as soon his most popular video would come out, Me or the PS5 from an anxious guy's perspective, which would get a whopping 19 million views and 2 million likes, which is an insane amount for anybody. And once again, he was receiving an overwhelming response of positive comments and people enjoying his content. So I guess this was an example of going viral gone right, because at this moment Jake was on top of the world. His TikToks were doing numbers, he was growing a fan base, people were loving his TikToks. He really could do nothing wrong at that moment in his mind. He just had to keep posting comedic songs and the fame would follow. But then, much like Icarus, Jake flew too close to the sun that is TikTok fame. Jake decided he wanted to be the next SNL cast member, and everything went to shit.
I want to be the next SNL cast member, and here's why.
On June 15th, 2022, Jake Novak posted a TikTok video asking Lorne Michaels specifically to be the next SNL cast member. And initially, the response was actually pretty positive. Jake was getting more views than he was used to, and the comments were actually pretty positive. And even when there were negative comments, they weren't as horrific or anywhere close to what he would soon be experiencing. As Jake recounts in his interview with Vulture, however, within 12 to 24 hours, it was pretty clear that it was going to start going down a pretty negative path. And yeah, that's exactly what happened. To put it bluntly, the internet f***ing hated this video. And I don't think I can emphasize this enough. They didn't just hate it, they f***ing hated it. The comments were making fun of him, calling it cringe, or writing comments like, "Where are the funny parts?" One comment says, "Am I the only one saying no to this?" And it has 38k likes. So, clearly not. People were making their own TikTok memes or videos making fun of Jake's video. Mind you, people made slander accounts of Jake Novak because of this video, but perhaps the worst of it all was people would go to his website that was linked on his TikTok page, find his email, and then send him hate mail. As he says in his interview, on these forums you can just put in any email address that you want. So I got a lot of laurenmichaels@gmail.com sending me an email saying like, "Wow, we love you. Call me at this number and let's set up a meeting." Or people just telling me, "You're horrible, you're cringy." Definitely got at least one encouragement to kill myself. Jake, who was only experiencing love from the internet at first, now started experiencing the internet at its very worst. What were once supportive comments pointing out how clever the lyricism was now saying that he was cringe. And while he was once compared to Lin-Manuel Miranda in a positive light, now he was called a cheap version of Lin-Manuel Miranda. These very comments were not only mean, but they influenced the algorithm as well. TikTok saw all these comments from certain users who hated this content, and TikTok's algorithm was like, "Wow, these people sure are commenting a lot on this video. They must really like it. I gotta share it with similar people." And then the floodgates opened. But why this video specifically? Well, I think it was for a few reasons. First of all, as I mentioned before, With theater kid type content and music videos, it is pretty much destined to be hated by mainstream TikTok no matter how good it is. So once it got to mainstream TikTok, it was bad news bears from there. However, most importantly, I think people had a problem with Jake's audacity to even suggest he deserves to be an SNL member. Because with all due respect, he does not deserve to be an SNL member. So people see this guy rapping, saying he's killing comedy videos, and he's a combination of Lin-Manuel Miranda and Andy Samberg. And people are like, who does this guy think he is? You don't get to compare yourself to two people at the top of their own respective craft when you make TikTok videos. Combine that with the fact that the video is not very funny and kind of cringe. It's really a recipe for disaster. There's a part in the video where there's a skit of two nice people waiting in line to get a jacket, and I've still never understood it to this day.
Couple of nice guys getting their jackets.
After you, after you, after you, after you, after you.
What is the joke there? That they're nice? I don't get it. Also, realistically speaking, what was Jake gonna do on SNL? Have his own music segment each episode? I just don't really see how his content would really translate over to SNL. What would he rap about? Current events from an anxious guy's perspective? Global warming's pretty scary. The situation's getting hairy. Damn, that was pretty good. Could I be the next dream? But I digress. The fact of the matter is, Jake made a cringe video and the internet was being completely ruthless to him. But they didn't just stop with making fun of one video, they went for his entire account. Even the small casual videos, people were not leaving alone. Which led people to discover a video that I say sealed Jake's fate into the horrors of going viral.
Ever had one? Children dying in the school. But can you tell me why?
In the midst of all his comedy videos, Jake made one video calling out America about their gun laws after America suffered another horrible school shooting. It feels wrong to say Jake shouldn't have made a video like this, as he clearly was trying to do the right thing and had good intentions when making the video. Artists and influencers are always in a bad spot when it comes to speaking out about issues. They have such a large following and influence on people that it almost feels wrong as a creator to stay silent on something that you see as an injustice in this world. However, most times as an influencer, the execution just doesn't come out the right way. And I'd say that happens the most on TikTok. It's like when during the pandemic when Black Lives Matter was at its peak and you had thousands of TikTok creators who felt the need to support BLM and let people know that there is a problem in America, which is a great thing to use your influence for. But the result of it is just a white person lip syncing to a Macklemore song, holding up their fist or drawing on themselves.
Equal, damn right I support.
And then it seems like instead of a good thing, it was just a completely ignorant thing to do. To be fair to Jake, at least he was speaking out about his issue rather than just lip syncing to his song and writing, "Gun violence is wrong. #shooting" in the description of the video. Jake was trying to do the right thing, but the act of making a song on TikTok about the heavily debated topic known as gun control has such a slim margin of error that I think that video was doomed from the start. And it doesn't help that he was singing the shit out of it.
Children dying in the school.
Jake, I just got chills from that. Only one of the worst lines to bell out in a song, and it's even worse that I can't get it out of my head. Children dying in the school, but can you tell the why? So anyway, people loved making fun of that video too. So there were thousands and thousands of posts about that video as well. Just like that, Jake went from the guy making TikTok videos to a niche but supportive audience to Jake Novak, the full-fledged TikTok meme. He now had 2 videos going crazy and TikTok couldn't get enough of him. Unfortunately for Jake, what would be the peak of his popularity would be the lowest point for him. On August 7th, 2023, Jake would have an interview with GQ to tell his part of the story. In this article, he recounts when his account first went viral. Novak avoided TikTok for a few weeks, determined to ride out the backlash. When he finally opened the app, after a good friend messaged him there, he had 26,000 notifications. The first comment he saw, "I wonder if he killed himself." He deleted TikTok then and there. I don't think I'm moving mountains when I say that this is completely horrible and unfair to Jake. The worst thing Jake did was compare himself to Andy Samberg, and now he has people in the comment sections telling him to kill himself. Novak smartly took a step back from TikTok after that, which I think was good for him to have some time to himself and have a break from the warfare and all the negativity. Unfortunately for him, TikTok decided to find him in real life while he was working. Poor guy took a break from social media to get away from everything, and social media followed him into real life. Jake recounts, "I was out there doing my job and there's a crowd of people, and suddenly I had this moment when I see all these cameras." He recalls, "I felt suddenly so unsafe in this place that had for many years felt like a good place, where the vibes were always nice and everyone's there to have a good time and just smile along and be happy." At least when you're a celebrity, you know that there's going to be a lot of people who recognize you and put cameras in your face when you go out in public. Imagine how scary it would be to never know whether or not today would be the day where you would go to work and people would put cameras in your face and post you on TikTok. As if work isn't shitty enough. Am I right? Am I right, guys? And this paranoia would soon follow him outside of work. According to GQ, to this day, Jake masks in public. Not just because he's concerned about COVID-19, but to hide his face. He created dummy email addresses to sign up for things and uses fake names at restaurants. There's no way of knowing if the barista making his coffee recognizes him from TikTok and will give him a hard time or turn their camera on him. Jake's life was flipped completely upside down from one TikTok. I cannot emphasize this enough. It was literally one TikTok, and his normal everyday life is still affected by it. But now let's go to TikTok, where it seems that people now want him back? New comments under his post say, "Still missing you. I miss you.
It's been a year, Daddy."
Which honestly pisses me off. I'm Jeffy P, and the P stands for pissed off. Because as the reply says, y'all literally bullied the shit out of him. You guys bullied him so much, shit literally came out of his ass, and you have the audacity to be like, "No, Jakey, come back. We miss you so much." No. Fuck you. You can't just ruin his life, go out in public and record him, and then decide you feel bad about it and go back and say nice things to him and pretend you always loved him. I say, y'all as fake as shit. If Jake never quit TikTok, you guys would have kept making fun of him. It's only because he quit TikTok that y'all realized how badly you treated him that you are being nice now. Which brings me to the return of Jake Novak. In June of 2023, exactly a year after his SNL video, Jake returned posting a video. In this video, he starts off in a very somber tone, reflecting on his past year and how it basically ruined his whole life, and how he wants to say something to the audience. And then he tricks the whole audience and says this.
We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. I know you told me never to call you.
Which comes off as pretty comedic. Good one, Jake. You got him all. But as he's doing this, the camera is slowly panning back, revealing empty bottles of alcohol and empty takeout food, which upon analyzing the video is supposed to represent he was depressed. And TikTok itself had the audacity to comment on his video, "Jake has returned to bless our feeds." Are you fucking kidding me? TikTok, you ruined his life. And you have the audacity to comment on his video, "Oh, you have blessed our feeds," when the video is supposed to be pretty depressing too. He didn't make that to bless your feeds, TikTok. You think Jake likes you, TikTok? He literally wrote an op-ed arguing that the company failed to enforce its own harassment policies. I would assume he hates you. At the end of the day, that doesn't really matter though, because Jake deleted TikTok the moment he posted that video, which is a pretty smart thing to do. No amount of positive comments could ever give back the life he had before he made the SNL video, thus ending the story of Jake Novak for now. Now, this video isn't really a critique on the people who made videos making fun of Jake, because I think the price that comes with making videos on the internet is that if you post something cringe, people are going to make fun of it. That's part of life on the internet. It's part of life in real life too. If you do something cringe, people will notice and make fun of you for it. But what I think is really unfair when people go viral is the people who see something cringe and they get pissed off about it for some reason. Why are people getting so mad about a cringe TikTok and telling people to kill themselves about it? That's the real problem with going viral on the internet. Some people just get way too pissed off about it. Which brings me to another instance. Now, I don't know where I was when the love surging video first came out, because it was a very sizable trend, and I really never heard about it before, except for an offhand comment about it on a YouTube video. So unfortunately, I won't have the primary source info I had during the Jake Novak situation, but I have seen like half a YouTube video about this topic, so I'm pretty much an expert right now. Love Surging was made by the content creator Liliana Wild, whose content is just doing random things with her boyfriend, And one of the random things she did was love surging. And I'll just let her describe it to you herself.
A love surge. And we do this when one of us has like so much love in our limbs that we can't contain it and feel like we're gonna explode. So Sean is having a love surge right now, and he's gonna wrap around me and shake with the electricity of love until I catch it too and start shaking, and then you explode with a love surge.
All right. That sure was something. That's really cute, you guys. I love it. This video got over 11 million views, and the internet loved it too. Soon there were thousands of videos doing the love surge trend. And by loved it, I actually meant hated it. Yes, there were thousands of videos doing the trend, but all the videos were satire versions of love surging. And not to be the funny police, but all the satire videos are the exact same. Guys, trust me, love surging is even funnier the 15th time you've seen it. Although there was some creators who did the trend not as satire. Trisha Paytas did a video where she love surges her boyfriend who doesn't know what love surging is. And the video is just like 10 seconds of her boyfriend awkwardly looking at the camera. Thanks Trish, amazing content as always. Anyways, yeah, people hated love surging. And I don't just mean hate it, I mean like acting like it was the worst thing in the world hate it. I miss the person I was 10 seconds ago. I feel physically sick. I have seen this against my will? What? Who was making you see that video? It's like the scene from Batman.
What they did to my partner's face.
Holy God, what are you showing
around
me?
his head.
Come on!
Open your eyes!
Open your eyes! You're gonna watch love surging! And there were many comments mentioning how they shouldn't have came from the Stitch. And I have no idea what Stitch they're talking about. There's like thousands of them. Could we please be more specific? These comments might be slightly overreacting, but usually I like to play devil's advocate to seem smart, and even I can barely defend this video. Like, I don't think it's that bad, to be fair. I can get through the love surge part all fine and dandy. Like, yeah, it's weird, but I went to public school, and that stuff happened like all the time. There's like a 50% chance you see a weird couple at lunch doing that every single given day. So I'm accustomed to seeing weird couple quirks. But the climax of it all is really what makes me go, yeah, that's a little bit overboard.
I feel so much better.
Don't you?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's the love surge.
So I can totally tell where all the satire posts and comments are coming from. It's a weird video. And to be fair to Liliana, she's taking it in stride. She's responding playfully to the negative comments. And I'm sure she even realized herself it was cringe, because at the start of the video she says this.
Want to see the cringiest, most cuddly thing ever?
But as always, the internet takes it too far, prompting her to make a TikTok while she's crying and revealing all the horrible comments she received. Like comments hoping that she would get cheated on, or even worse, killed or essayed, which is like, wow. What a needlessly horrible thing to say to someone. And really goes to show the horrible double-sided sword that going viral is. Even if these comments were few and far between, those things can really get to you and ruin your mental health. Which I know is a very surface level takeaway, but it's true nonetheless, so I think it is important to point out. However, the story doesn't just end here. Liliana's just not going to sit down and let herself get bullied. No sir. Liliana made this video as a clapback.
Still here. Sean's been gone from me for 2 weeks, so I've had nobody to love surge. So guess who I'm gonna love surge now? You. Are you ready to shake with the electricity of love? Do you feel the love surge? I hope I ruined your day.
Liliana, you just served that. I hope I ruined your day. That's a certified slay moment right there, guys. Like and subscribe if slay. And luckily the internet would go on to right its wrongs, as there was a pretty positive response to her video crying, with people apologizing and wishing her to get well. And so she would make this video too.
So love surge has been a roller coaster, but I did not expect that much kindness on the video that I posted about how I felt about everything. And I just wanted to thank everyone for their sweet DMs and kind comments and words of encouragement on this whole thing.
Which is so sweet to hear. I'm glad she's feeling better. Let's see what her boyfriend has to say.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I haven't seen my wife for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna go give her a good love surge, but one we can't show on the camera.
Oh, they're gonna have sex. The joke is sex. Good one. So thanks for that info, man. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. I originally had more than 2 things to talk about, but what can I say? I ain't got time to talk about more. I'm sorry. What can I say? I'm a busy man with a Young Chillin' fan account. Those posts don't make themselves. Overall, I just wanted to make this video to be a slight anecdote about going viral, because everybody thinks it's a fun one-way street of being popular, but sometimes bad things can happen. So I thought it would be fun to talk about, and it was kind of fun. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe. Jeff Gang. Like just